Hello everyone, welcome to our daily devotional with Parkway United Methodist Church. We are so glad that you can join us today. Well, I cannot believe that we're already in the month of May. Or is it dismay over the thought that COVID-19 may never be over? We've gone through spring break, Holy Week, and soon we'll be coming upon the end of the school year and Pentecost, which is 50 days after Easter. And all of that amounts to over 100 days in quarantine. I know it could be worse, but honestly, with hair salons not opening up until May 20th in Harris County at least, my boys are beginning to look like Chinese Chewbaccas. Since many churches aren't reopening until June, I'm proposing a little challenge to help us get through another month of staying at home while keeping our eyes on Jesus. Each week, I will share a spiritual practice from this wonderful resource called Silencio, which is a compilation of 52 reflective practices for deeper communion with God. And they're written by a variety of men and women who have discovered the presence of God through these disciplines. Over the next 4 weeks, I'll share 4 different practices from the book. I tried to choose ones that you might find surprising, fresh, and relevant. And here's the challenge. You tune in each week, engage in the practice for that week, and after 4 weeks, tell me about your experiences and I will send you a free copy of this book. Limited quantities available, of course, and you need to have done all 4 to get the book. But I do hope that you'll join me in this challenge for the month of May. Well, the first practice I'll be talking about this Thursday is holy eating. Most of us are eating, cooking, drinking adult beverages way more under quarantine, and there are memes to prove it. I mean, food is comfort. It's memories of home, of good times with friends and family. Food is a central element of our existence and identity, beginning with creation when God gave Adam and Eve the ability to eat from any tree in the garden except one. I mean, just imagine how many trees there must have been in that lush garden and the variety of foods Adam and Eve had to choose from. Jesus has got to love food. I mean, one of his most famous miracles is feeding 5,000 with a few fish and loaves of bread. Jesus calls himself the bread of life. I mean, Jesus literally loves carbs. That's my takeaway from that. He's my kind of God. You know, food is good, but can become an idol and a trap. Proverbs 9:17-18 says, stolen water is sweet, food eaten in secret is delicious, like when you get the ice cream out after the kids go to bed. But little do they know that the dead are there, that her guests are deep in the realm of the dead. John 6:27 says, do not work for food that perishes, but for the food that endures to eternal life, which the Son of Man will give to you. The author of this article rightly observes that there is a type of eating that leads to death, disunity, and disease. It's a type of eating that is reckless, selfish, and gluttonous, and many of us have been there. The other type of eating sees food as a gift from God, meant to nourish us physically and spiritually. She writes, the concept of receiving the gift of nourishment from God can be easily twisted to become us trying to obtain something that is not ours, that fills us in ways that counter our nourishment and health. And this is what Adam and Eve did. They ate in a spirit of discontentment, and that resulted in suffering and shame. The spiritual practice of holy eating is an attempt to rediscover how food was meant to be. Psalm 34:8 says, taste and see that the Lord is good, and blessed is the one who takes refuge in him. So here's the challenge for this week. Practice one of these, designed to help us taste and see that the Lord is good and that he is our true source of life and well-being. So the first thing that they suggest is to prayerfully reflect and journal about your own practices of eating. What do your reflections reveal about how you view food? Secondly, you could plan a Zoom meal with friends and intentionally focus on how food brings you together. Allow ample time to linger, to savor, and to connect. And third, which was a new idea to me, I'm not sure, I haven't tried it yet, but I might this week, is try having a meal alone with Jesus. Find a time to dine with Jesus, intentionally inviting him to be present with you at the meal. Savor your food. Notice the ways God has created your body to respond to food. If you choose to do this in silence, how is God speaking through that silence as you dine with him? So holy eating is the practice for this week. And my prayer is that it connects us in a deeper way with God, that we would begin to, through this holy eating, to create a space in which we can commune with God on a level that we may not have experienced before, and in a way that we haven't experienced before. So that's it. Until next time, bon appetit.